Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the reading of Numbers. We are on 20, and even 20. That's what I like to see. We're almost done, relatively. We'll see how far we can get today. I think this is part 7, maybe. I don't know, 6, maybe as well. But yes, I hope everyone has had a great week so far this week. I hope everyone's gonna continue to enjoy this episode. I appreciate anyone for continuing to come back and watch these videos. I really do appreciate it. I hope they help at all with anything. But yes, I can't wait to get into it. So pause now if you need to open up your Bible and you want to follow along with me, read with me. And if not, you're good to go. Alrighty, we're starting off at 20, 21. 20, 21. You get what I'm saying? Okay. This is Moses' era at Kadesh. Then the children of Israel, the whole congregation, came into the wilderness of Zin in the first month, and the first people stayed in Kadesh. And Miriam died there and was buried there. Now there was no water for the congregation, so they gathered together against Moses and Aaron. And the people contended with Moses, saying, "If only we had died when our brethren died before the Lord. Why have you brought up the assembly of the Lord into the wilderness, and we and our animals should die here? And why have you made us come up out of Egypt to bring us to this evil place? It is not a place of grain or figs or vines or pomegranates." They must have really liked pomegranates. "Nor is there any water to drink." So Moses and Aaron went from the presence of the assembly to the door of the tabernacle meeting, and they fell on their faces, and the glory of the Lord appeared to them. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Take the rod, you and your brother Aaron gather the congregation together. Speak to the rock before their eyes, and it will yield water. Thus you shall bring water for them out of the rock, and give drink to the congregation and their animals." So Moses took the rod from before the Lord as he commanded him, and Moses and Aaron gathered the assembly together before the rock, and he said to them, "Hear now, you rebels, must we bring water for you out of this rock?" Then Moses lifted his hand and struck the rock twice with his rod, and water came out abundantly, and the congregation and their animals drank. Then the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying, "Because you did not believe me to hallow me in the eyes of the children of Israel, therefore you shall not bring this assembly into the land which I have given to them." This was the water of Meribah. Because the children of Israel contended with the Lord, and he was hallowed among them. Now Moses sent messages from Kadesh to the king of Edom. "Thus says your brother Israel, you know all the hardship that has befallen us, how our fathers went down to Egypt, and we dwelt in Egypt a long time, and the Egyptians afflicted us with our fathers. When we cried out to the Lord, he heard our voice and sent an angel and brought us up out of Egypt. Now here we are in Kadesh, a city on the edge of your border. Please let us pass through your country. We will not pass through fields or vineyards, nor will we drink water from wells. We will go along the king's highway. We will not turn aside to the right hand or to the left until we have passed through your territory." Then Edom said to him, "You shall not pass through my land, lest I come out against you with the sword." So the children of Israel said to him, "We will go by the highway, and if I or my livestock drink any of your water, I will pay for it. Let me only pass through on foot, nothing more." Then he said, "You shall not pass through." So Edom came out and against them with many men and with a strong hand. Thus Edom refused to give Israel passage through his territory, so Israel turned away from him. Now the children of Israel, the whole congregation, journeyed from Kadesh and came to Mount Hor. Or, maybe? I don't know. That one's weird. And the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron in Mount Or by the border of the land of Edom, saying, Aaron shall be gathered to his people, for he shall not enter the land which I have given to the children of Israel, because you rebelled against my word at the water of Meribah. Take Aaron and Eleazar his son, and bring them up to Mount Or, and strip Aaron of his garments, and put them on Eleazar his son, for Aaron shall be gathered to his people and die there. So Moses did just as the Lord commanded, and they went up to Mount Or in the sight of all the congregations. Moses stripped Aaron of his garments and put them on Eleazar his son. Aaron died there on the top of the mountain. Then Moses, Eleazar, came down from the mountain. Now all the congregation saw that Aaron was dead, and all the house of Israel mourned for Aaron 30 days. 21. 1. The king of Arad, the Canaanite, who dwelt in the south, heard that Israel was coming on the road of Athiram. Then he fought against Israel and took some of them prisoners. So Israel made a vow to the Lord and said, if you will indeed deliver this people into my hand, then I will utterly destroy their cities. And the Lord listened to the voice of Israel and delivered up the Canaanites, and they utterly destroyed them in their cities. So the name of the place was named Hormah, maybe, I don't know. I'm bad at names. I will apologize for that throughout this whole video. I am not great with these names. It's hard, for me at least. Then they journeyed from Mount Or by the way of the Red Sea to go around the land of Edom, and the soul of the people became very discouraged on the way. And the people spoke against God and against Moses. Why have you brought us up out of the land of Egypt to die in the wilderness? For there is no food and no water, and our soul loads with worthless bread. So the Lord sent fiery serpents among the people, and they bit the people. Many of the people of Israel died. Therefore the people came to Moses and said, we have sinned, for we have spoken against the Lord and against you. Pray to the Lord that he take away the serpents from us. So Moses prayed for the people. Then the Lord said to Moses, make a fiery serpent and set it on the pole. It shall be that everyone who is bitten, when he looks at it, shall live. So Moses made a bronze serpent and put it on the pole, and so it was, if a serpent had bitten anyone, and he looked at a bronze serpent, he lived. At the bronze serpent, sorry. So the children of Israel moved on and camped in Oboth, and they journeyed from Oboth and camped at Ij Abiram. And the wilderness is east of Moab, toward the sunrise. From there they moved and camped in the valley of Zered. From there they moved and camped on the other side of Arnon, which is the wilderness that extends from the border of the Amorites. From the Arnon is the border of Moab, between Moab and the Ammonites. Therefore, it is said in the book of the wars of the Lord, way up in Supa, the brooks of Arnon, and the slope of the brooks that reaches to the dwellings of Ar, and lies on the border of Moab. From they went to Beer, which is well where the Lord said to Moses, gather the people together, and I will give them water. Then Israel sang the song, spring up, O well, all of you sing to it. The well, the leaders sank, dug by the nation's nobles, by the lawgiver with their staves. That's the song. And from the wilderness they went to Matana, from Matana to Naalil, from Naalil to Bamoth, and from Bamoth in the valley that is in the country of Moab to the top of Pisgah. That's wrong, probably. I'm sorry. Which looks down on the wasteland. Then Israel sent messengers to the Sinon, king of Amorites, saying, "Let us pass through your land. We will turn aside into the fields of vineyards. We will not drink water from your wells. We will not go by the king's highway until we have passed through your territory." But Sinon would not allow Israel to pass through his territory. So Sinon gathered all his people together and went out against Israel in the wilderness, and he came to Jahaz and fought against Israel. Then Israel defeated him with the edge of the sword and took possession of his land from the Arnon to Jabbok, as far as the people of Ammon, for the border of the people of Ammon was fortified. So Israel took all these cities, and Israel dwelt in the cities of the Amorites in the Heshbon and in all its villages. For Heshbon was the city of Sinon, Sion, king of Amorites, who had fought against the former king of Moab, and had taken all the land from his hand as far as Arnon. Therefore, those who speak in Proverbs say, "Come to Heshbon, let it be built, let the city of Sinon be repaired. For the fire went out from Heshbon, a flame from the city of Sion. It consumed Ar of Moab, the lords of the heights of Arnon. Woe to you, Moab! You have perished, O people of Chemosh. He has given his sons as fugitives and his daughters into captivity to Sinon, king of Amorites. But we have shot at them. Heshbon has perished as far as Dibon. Then he laid waste on as far as Napha, which remains to Medeba. Thus Israel dwelt in the land of the Amorites. Then Moses sent to spy out Jazer, and they took its villages and drove out the Amorites who were there. And they turned and went up by the way of Bashan. So Og, king of Bashan, went out against them, he and his people, to battle at Edrei. Then Moses said to Moses, "Do not fear him, for I have delivered him into your hand, which all the people and his land, and you shall do to him as you did Sihon, king of Amorites, who dwelt at Heshbon." So they defeated him, his sons, and all of his people, until there was no survivor left. And when they took possessions of his land. 22. Then the children of Israel moved and camped in the plains of Moab on the side of the Jordan across from Jericho. Now Balak, the son of Ziphor, saw all that Israel has done to the Amorites, and Moab was exceedingly afraid of the people because they were many, and Moab was sick with dread because of the children of Israel. And Moab said to the elders of Midian, "Now this company will lick up everything around us, as an ox licks up the grass of the field." And Balak, the son of Zippor, was king of the Moabites at the time. Then he sent messengers to Balaam, the son of Beor, at Pether, which is near the river in the land of the sons of his people, to call him, saying, "Look, a people has come to from Egypt. See, they cover the face of the earth, and they and are settling next to me. Therefore, please come. At once. Curse this people for me, for they are too mighty for me. Perhaps I shall be able to defeat them and drive them out of the land. For I know that him who you bless is blessed, and him who you curse is cursed." So the elders of Moab and the elders of Midian departed with the diviner's fee in the hand. And when they came to Balaam and spoke to him the words of Balak, and he said to them, "Lodge here tonight, and I will bring back word to you. And as the Lord speaks to me, So the princes of Moab stayed with Balaam. Then the Lord came to Balaam and said, "Who are these men with you?" And Balaam said to God, "Balak the son of Zippor, king of Moab, has sent to me, saying, Look, a people came out of Egypt, and they cover the face of the earth. Come now, curse them for me. Perhaps I shall be able to overpower them and drive them out." And God said to Balaam, "You shall not go with them. You shall not curse the people, for they are blessed." So Balaam rose in the morning and said to the princes of Balak, "Go back to your land, and the Lord has refused to give me permission to go with you." And the princes of Moab rose and went to Balak and said, "Balaam refuses to come with us." And Balak again sent princes more numerous and more honorable than they. And they came to Balaam and said to him, "Thus says Balak the son of Zippor, please let nothing hinder you from coming with me, for I will certainly honor you greatly, and I will do whatever you say to me. Therefore, please come curse this people for me." And Balaam answered and said to the servants of Balak, "Though Balak were to give me his house full of silver and gold, I could not go beyond the word of the Lord my God to do less or more. Now therefore, please you also stay here tonight, that I may know more what the Lord will say to me." And God came to Balaam at night and said to him, "If the men come to call you, rise and go with them, but only the word which I speak to you, that you shall do." So Balaam rose in the morning and saddled his donkey and went with the princes of Moab. Then God's anger was aroused because he went, and the angel of the Lord took his stand in the way as an adversary against him. And he was riding on his donkey, and he and his two servants were with him. Now the donkey saw an angel of the Lord standing in the way with his drawn sword in hand, and the donkey turned aside of the way and went into the field. So Balaam struck the donkey to turn her back onto the road. Then the angel of the Lord stood in a narrow path between the vineyards, with the wall on this side and a wall on that side. Then the donkey saw the angel of the Lord. She pushed herself against the wall and crushed Balaam's foot against the wall, so he struck her again. Then the angel of the Lord went further and stood in a narrow place where there was no way to either turn right hand or to the left. So when the donkey saw the angel of the Lord, she lay down under Balaam. So Balaam's anger was aroused, and he struck the donkey with his staff. Then the Lord opened the mouth of the donkey, and she said to Balaam, "What have I done to you that you have struck me these three times?" And Balaam said to the donkey, "Because you have abused me, I wish there were a sword in my hand, for now I would kill you." So the donkey said to Balaam, "Am I not your donkey on which you have ridden ever since I became yours to this day? Was I ever disposed to do this to you?" And he said, "No." Then the Lord opened Balaam's eyes, and he saw the angel of the Lord standing in the way with his sword drawn in hand, and he bowed his head and fell flat on his face. And the angel of the Lord said to him, "Why have you struck your donkey these three times? Behold, I come out to stand against you, because your way is perverse before me." The donkey saw me and turned aside from me these three times. If she had not turned aside from me, surely I would also have killed you by now and let her live. And Balaam said to the angel of the Lord, "I have sinned, for I did not know you stood in the way against me. Now therefore, if it displeases you, I will turn back." Then the angel of the Lord said to Balaam, "Go with the men, but only the word that I speak to you, you shall speak." So Balaam went with the princes of Balak. Now that when Balak heard that Balaam was coming, and he went out to meet him at the city of Moab, which is on the other border at Arnon, the boundary of the territory, then Balak said to Balaam, "Did I not earnestly send to you, calling for you? Why did you not come to me? Am I not able to honor you?" And Balaam said to Balak, "Look, I have come to you. Now have I any power at all to say anything? The word that God puts in my mouth, that I must speak." So Balaam went to Balak and said to Kijjath Hazuth. Then Balak offered oxen, sheep, and he sent some to Balaam and the princes who were with him. So it was the next day that Balak took Balaam and brought him up to the high places of Baal, that from there he might observe the extent of the people. 23. We're going to end it there. And if you're wondering why the audio sort of changed up halfway through, my mics died. Both of them. Completely dead. And I honestly just forgot to charge them. And I was like, oof. So I'm having to re-record this. I didn't notice, so I continued reading for quite some time. And yeah. Went a little long, but we're just going to stop at 23 today. I hope everyone had a great time reading. And like I said, again, sorry for the audio change up. Next week, this won't happen. And I wish we could have gone further, but, you know, without the mics, I don't know. So I hope everyone has a good week. I hope everyone has a blessed week. I hope everyone had a great Sunday, because, you know, these always come out on Sundays. So I hope you guys have a good Sunday, but if you're watching it after Sunday, I hope you have a good day in general. I will see you guys next week, and see you later, Gator.